Hey guys, today I'm filming my Throwback Thursday of my June favorites from 2014. If you guys have never seen this video from me before, I have my playlist linked down below. And basically, I will be re-reviewing all the products I featured in a favorites video from 2 years back, letting you know whether the products are still favorites or whether I have replaced them with something I prefer. My inspiration for this series is Kristen Game. I'll have her channel and her playlist linked down below. I will also link down below the original favorites video, and I will list and link all the items that I'm mentioning. My first 3 favorites were all brushes, and none of these were new to me at the time, but I had given each of these brushes a new purpose. The first brush is the e.l.f. Studio Blush Brush. I love the e.l.f. Studio face brushes. They are incredible quality for a really fantastic price. I have so many different e.l.f. Studio face brushes, and when I had first purchased the blush brush, I was planning on using it to highlight my cheekbone. It did do a good job of that, but in my favorites video, I had repurposed this to set under my eyes. I am not currently using this brush in my collection for either of those purposes. I actually am not using it at all, but I am keeping it because I do often rotate through my brushes, give them different purposes, and the past couple of days I have been setting under my eyes with this brush, and I really like it. It does a nice job of really helping to pack on the powder and press it into the skin. I would recommend this brush and all of the e.l.f. Studio face brushes. The brush I'm currently using to set under my eyes is the e.l.f. Studio Small Tapered brush. I love this brush because of that taper. It gets in the inner corner and right under my lash line really well, and this really helps to set under the eye but not pack on too much powder. So if you have more dry skin, you might like this, just to apply a slight bit of powder under the eye. Both of them work really well. The next brush favorite was the Real Techniques setting brush. I had originally purchased this for its intended use, which was to set under the eye. It did an okay job, but because this brush is so darn small, I had to go back and forth so many times between my powder and my face, and it just was a little bit of a nuisance. I prefer to use a larger brush. So the new purpose I had given this brush was to highlight my cheekbones. I am still doing that today with this very brush. I have been using it ever since. So I have a lot of cheek area but not a ton of cheekbone. So I don't want my shimmer highlight to get on my blush or in my under eyes. So this brush is the perfect size for me to get the very top of my cheekbones to help get that concentrated highlight without getting it too messy and in my other products. So I highly recommend this brush to highlight the cheekbones. I think it is so fantastic. My last brush favorite was the Real Techniques blush brush. When I had first purchased this brush, I was using it for blush. I found that it was just a little too large for me, and it can get a little bit messy, especially because I tend to use really pigmented blushes. So in that favorites video, I had repurposed this to use as a bronzer brush. Because of that tapered point, it does a fantastic job of just getting that E3 of your face. So this is nice for bronzer, but for me, I prefer using a stippling brush so I can apply a light amount of bronzer. Because I'm so fair, bronzer can look really intense if you don't use the right product and the right brush. So this one is nice. I would recommend this for people that don't have such fair skin and that can really wear a lot of bronzer. It's great for that. What I use this for now is to blend out my cheek products. I love the taper. I love how fluffy it is. It does a great job diffusing the lines between my highlight, blush, and contour. So I use this every single day. I do love this brush. You can use this for several different things, but that's what I'm currently using it for. The next product is something I don't have here to share with you. That is the NYX BB Cream in the shade Light. The NYX BB Cream only comes in 3 shades. I do have a first impression on it. I'll have that linked up here. Now, I do not usually go for BB creams because they do not give me enough coverage. They do not usually work with oily skin, and because they hardly ever have a color that works for me. I've always wanted to try the Garnier BB cream for oily skin, but the lightest shade is way too dark for me, so I won't be able to make it work. And this is the best BB cream I've ever tried. It does give light medium coverage. It blends into the skin really nicely. It's a great easygoing product for the summertime, but for me, I prefer full coverage. I'm wearing full coverage today. I will wear full coverage outside in the heat, and that's just what I like. I think it is a really nice BB cream if you are able to find a shade that will match you. I do recommend it. I think it is a good product, but I'm not going to be repurchasing it because I don't like BB creams. I only like full coverage foundations. My next next product would be two of the Milani Baked Bronzers. These were two limited edition matte shades for summer 2014. I'm so disappointed these were never made permanent. Milani does have bronzers in their collection, but they all have a shimmery finish to them. None are matte. So I still have hope that Milani might make these permanent in the future. I do have an entire review video on these. I'll have it linked up here in case you want to check it out for more information. So this shade here is Sunset, which is the lighter of the two. I use this to bronze, and this is Sienna, which is the darker of the two, and I use this to contour. Both of these are warm tone bronzers, but I don't find that they are too orange. They're more on the yellow side. I am able to make these work for my very fair skin tone. I love these even more now than I did 2 years ago. I use these all spring long and really fell in love with them. These are very pigmented bronzers. They have a really creamy, smooth formula that's very easy to work with. You don't have any fallout, any patchiness. They blend so well. And for all those people that say you have to use a cool tone color to contour, I don't think so. I used this to contour and I loved it. I think it looked really good. Absolutely love these so much. I was recently able to find links for these on eBay. I'll have them down below in case you guys want to pick these up. If you were able to get these, I recommend you pull them back out. These are amazing warm tone bronzers. Some of the best bronzers I've ever tried from the drugstore, and it's such a shame these are not permanent. My next two favorites were blushes. This first blush is Sonia Kashuk's Melon. This is the old packaging. Now it is in black packaging. I prefer the old so much more. I love the white. Super slim, and it does have that magnetic closure that I love. I do believe that Sonia Kashuk has between 6 and 8 blushes in her range, which is not very many, but she does cover all of the bases. I absolutely love this color. It is a perfect pinky coral that is a bit more muted, so I find it to be very wearable. This is a really pigmented blush, but it is not powdery. It blends really well. It's really easy to work with. This is absolutely still a favorite. It is my #1 go-to drugstore summer blush. And right here is a swatch of Sonia Kashuk Melon. My next blush is limited edition. This is the Essence Beauty Beats collection that was made in collaboration with Justin Bieber, and this is in the shade Groupie at Heart. This is a gorgeous red tone rose color. This is a really intense shade, but so stunning. This formula is intensely pigmented and very creamy. It does go onto the skin really well, isn't patchy, it blends nicely. I love this blush so much. I did not think I was going to like this. I just randomly picked it up and it's amazing. I've never tried any other Essence blushes. I've heard good things, but most of those colors are a little bit too natural for my liking. I will try to find this online somewhere for you guys, but if you own it, I recommend you pull it out. It is such a stunning color. This is definitely still a favorite of mine. Right here is a swatch of Essence Groupie at Heart. My next favorite is an eye product. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio Quad in the shade Irresistibly Ivy. This shade was discontinued, but I have been able to find it online, so I'll have that link down below. I love the colors and the quality of this quad. It is so impressive. I love these gorgeous warm tone shades with that pop of color. So perfect for the summertime. Highly recommend this. I'm so impressed with the quality of this quad. Way better than most of Maybelline's shadows. I do have a tutorial using this quad. I'll have it linked up here in case you want to check it out. Then I had some lip favorites. First, I have two of the MAC Sheen Supreme lipsticks. These were from a limited edition collection, but you might still be able to find them at your CCO. Unfortunately, the Sheen Supremes as a whole have been discontinued, which is so upsetting because they were my all-time favorite lipstick formula from MAC. I do not like their regular lipsticks. I've tried a bunch of different finishes and they are not for me, but these were amazing. The first shade I have is Playtime, which is a bright blue tone pink. Here's a swatch of Playtime. The other shade I have is Pleasurefruit, which is a really pretty bright coral watermelon color. And right here is a swatch of Pleasurefruit. These are not only my favorite MAC lipsticks, but some of my favorite lipsticks of all time. They are like a Revlon Lip Butter 2.0 because they are more pigmented, they are longer lasting, and they have a little bit of a thicker consistency, which just feels really plush and cushiony. I love these so much. So if you are able to find any shades of these Sheen Supreme lipsticks at your CCO, highly recommend you pick them up. My next favorite would be some glosses. These are two of the NYX Butter Glosses. I have the shades Peaches and Cream on the top and Cupcake on the bottom. Here's a swatch of Peaches and Cream, and here's a swatch of Cupcake. These are my all-time favorite lip glosses. These from the drugstore, Buxom from High End. The best lip glosses, the only ones I really need. These have a light medium opacity depending on the natural pigmentation of your lips and the shade that you choose. I love using these on their own or as a lipstick topper. These are my holy grail glosses. I love these colors for the summertime and I love the formula overall. I have about 10 shades and a nice variety. I think they have over 30 shades, which is so impressive for a gloss range from the drugstore. Highly recommend these. Then I had two polish favorites, one very wearable office appropriate color and one really bright neon intense color. The first polish is OPI Taupeless Beach. I had actually gotten a manicure with this one before a job interview, so this does have a little bit of sentimental value to me, but I love the color so much I had to go purchase it. It is a gorgeous taupe color, opaque in 2 to 3 coats. This is a go-to for me in the winter time. Definitely love and recommend this if you are looking for a really good taupe polish. The other polish I have is a Berry M Jelly Polish in the shade Greenberry. Now, this formula is a gel polish. It is opaque in 2 to 3 coats. This can get a little bit thick, so you do need to be careful when applying it that you do get even layers. This is one of the most unique polishes that I own. I have never seen a neon seafoam green type of color. I absolutely love this. The formula is pretty good, not the best, but I love this color so much. So guys, that was my Throwback Thursday of my June favorites from 2014. Basically, everything was still a favorite except for the NYX BB Cream, so pretty good. I'm glad that I still love and use a lot of these products that I had mentioned 2 years ago. That is really good to know that I am still using the older products in my collection and not just using the new things. So if you guys do a similar video on your channel, please let me know so I can go check it out. I would love to know your thoughts if you've tried out any of these products. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.